As Danny opens his eyes, he finds himself confiding in a psychiatrist. Danny, a detective with the Austin police, is haunted by the memory of his daughter, vanishing in the park, right under his watchful gaze. The prime suspect, Lyle Terry, is apprehended but denies any knowledge of Minnie's fate, leaving Danny grappling with anguish and a relentless quest for answers. In the midst of a series of bank robberies at the banks of Austin, suspicion arises as it becomes apparent that the culprits have inside knowledge. During a police operation, an observant officer spots a man seated on a bench. Shortly after, the man engages two police officers, noting the sunny weather, and intriguingly, they follow him into the bank. He then approaches a teller, mentioning the late afternoon hour, leading her to momentarily abandon her position. Intrigued by the man's action, Danny then discreetly followed the man into the bank. He approached an attendant and requested to open a safety deposit box. While inside the vault, he unexpectedly saw a photo of Minnie inside the box, accompanied by a mysterious instruction, "Find Lev Delrayne." As the teller enters the vault, she finds a safety deposit box and opens it. Danny warns her to stop while she retrieves the box, but she ignores him. And suddenly, two seemingly hypnotized officers open fire on Danny. The rogue officers alongside the teller escape in a police vehicle, leading to a disastrous crash into a pile of cars. The man seizes the safety deposit box and leaves behind a bomb that detonates, resulting in a destructive explosion. Pursuing the man, the officers corner him on a rooftop, but he claims to be the wrong man. Shockingly, the two police officers divert their attention and point their guns towards Danny. At the same time, he reveals that they're not in control of themselves, much like Lyle Terry, the kidnapper of his own daughter. As another officer arrives on the scene, the man issues a chilling command. "Clean this up, detective." The two police officers comply by turning their guns on each other, resulting in their demise. Then, the man leaps from the building and disappeared into thin air. That night, Danny's heart raced as he watched the surveillance footage, hoping for possibility that the man might hold the key to his daughter's whereabouts. Suddenly, his phone rang. It was Nick's, his partner in this desperate search. Nick's gave him an address, a lead from a woman who seemed to know more than she should about the recent bank robbery. As he arrived, he found himself in a quaint shop where Diana Cruz, a self-proclaimed psychic, was in the middle of a session with a client. The client, uneasy about the situation, made it clear he'd be right outside, ready to intervene if Danny posed any threat to Diana. Danny pressed her on her connection to Lev Delrayne. Diana, on the defensive, asked whether they had caught the real culprit, to which Danny reluctantly replied with a no. As their conversation reached a climax, Diana subtly hinted for Danny to leave. On the other hand, Delrayne approached the client outside, and their eyes locked in a tense moment. Under Delrayne's hypnotic power, the man complied by crushing his bike into the shop, almost hitting Danny and Diana as they exit the store. Danny then asked the client, "Who are you?" The client's grim reply was, "He won't stop," and with a horrifying act, the client met a tragic end. In search of safety, they found refuge in a prison. Danny tasked Nix with investigating the victim's identity and connection to Delrayne. However, Diana insisted they'd find nothing on him. She proceeded to enlighten Danny about hypnotic constructs, tools employed by hypnotics to manipulate behavior and create false perceptions, often through voice and eye contact. Intrigued by her knowledge, Danny questioned how Diana had acquired such insights into hypnotics. To his astonishment, she revealed her own hypnotic abilities. Demonstrating her powers, Diana told Nix he was a prisoner, and remarkably, Nix obediently acted the part. She then instructed Nix to get some air, leading him to exit the room. Diana confessed she had tried hypnotizing Danny before, but it had proven ineffective. As Nix tried to light his cigarette outside, Lev Delrayne approached him, offering a lighter, and their eyes locked in a tense moment. Back in the prison, Diana shared crucial information with Danny about the division, a privately run government program that discovered and trained the hypnotic abilities within humans. She explained that Delrayne was the most powerful among them, but had gone rogue and attempted to seize control of the division. However, she bravely stood against him. In the midst of their conversation, the lights suddenly went off. Nix reappeared and holds a gun, driven by Delrayne's command. Danny, realizing Nix wouldn't stop, shot him, trapping his hand in a prison bar. But Nix desperately struggled to break free. Amidst the turmoil, Diana made a life-altering decision by shooting Nix in the head, leading to his death. Danny, consumed by rage, pointed the gun at Diana. However, she calmly revealed that Nix was already dead, and she had set him free. The next day, they showed up at a diner, now considered prime suspects in Nix's death. That same day, they sought the guidance of Jeremiah, a handler in the division with unique abilities. Though not a hypnotist, Jeremiah had a psychic block that protected his mind. He unveiled a crucial revelation. Delrayne had stolen Project Domino, a potent tool capable of controlling even the most powerful hypnotics, including himself. He then wiped his memories to cover his tracks. As the conversation unfolded, Diana sensed a peculiar detail about Jeremiah. She discovered that the person before them was not Jeremiah, but Delrayne, who revealed his true identity with a sinister look. Fleeing from the danger, they rushed to the exit as Delrayne fired his gun on them. Battling their way through the controlled individuals, manipulated by Delrayne's power, they mounted a bike in a desperate attempt to escape the relentless pursuit. Their flight took an eerie turn as Danny's perception began to distort. The pursuing crowd grew relentless, and the alley they found themselves in became a dead end. The police then, under Delrayne's influence, aimed their weapons at Danny and Diana. In a surprising twist, Danny unleashed his own hypnotic powers, turning the tables on Delrayne by controlling the police, forcing them to target him instead. Unexpectedly, Danny is also hypnotics, and Diana told him that their powers required more than just natural ability. After the eventful encounter, they then sought River's help for a critical task: hacking the division's database. River, the architect of the division's network, had assisted Diana in disappearing when she left the division. Though initially hesitant, River welcomed them. River hacked into the division's database, searching for any information on Danny's family. Shockingly, there was no record of Danny's spouse using her real name. They decided to try Vivian's maiden name, Riley, revealing a surprising truth. Vivian was a division agent. Danny struggled to accept this revelation, realizing Vivian had been keeping secrets about her identity, leaving him stunned and questioning everything he thought he knew. In the next scene, Danny awakens from his sleep and retrieves the hard drive from River, urgently searching the division's database for any trace of Diana Cruz. Shockingly, the database indicates that Diana is still actively serving as a division agent, which leaves Danny perplexed. As he gazes at a photograph, initially depicting him married to Vivian, the photo morphs, revealing that he is, in fact, married to Diana. Danny's confusion deepens as he proceeds to search for Danny Rourke, his missing daughter. Astonishingly, he learns that Project Domino is not a tool, but his daughter, possessing exceptional hypnotic abilities and invulnerability to hypnosis. In this intense moment, Diana materializes, unveiling a shocking truth. The division intended to train their daughter to be the most powerful hypnotic in the world, until Danny kidnapped and hid her. However, Danny vehemently claims that he's just protecting Minnie from the division's control. As the weight of their situation bears down on them, Danny questions Diana if the place where they at is real. Surprisingly, it's revealed that they are in a vast, empty facility, surveilled by numerous agents. To Danny's astonishment, among them is Nix, a figure he had believed to be dead. Delrayne emerges, surprisingly aligned with the division, revealing that Danny has reset himself, erasing the memory of where he hid his daughter. At that moment, the division's true motives become clear. The premise of a cop searching for his missing daughter turns out to be a clever ploy, designed to trigger Danny's memory. As the veil lifts, Delrayne steps forward and he asks Danny who is Lev Delrayne, presenting a photograph of his daughter, Minnie. After the stunning revelation, Danny then flees towards the exit, only to find out that the places he visited were elaborate illusions skillfully crafted by the Division. As the pieces fall into place, Delrayne reveals that the Division has conducted the simulation 12 times before, and every time they approach a breakthrough, Danny uncovers the gaps and the construct shatters. In a final, desperate act, the agents resort to extreme measures, giving Danny an electric shock, forcing him into unconsciousness. Once more, the Division enacts their mind-altering tactics, wiping Danny's memory clean and plunging him back into a simulation. This time, he resumes a conversation with a psychiatrist, the unsettling start of a controlled reality. As Danny delves deeper into the simulation, he surprisingly breaks free from it and suddenly vanishes. He then resurfaces behind a vehicle's wheel, resolute in his escape from the Division's grip. Nix then reveals a crucial clue from Danny's notebook, pointing to Lev Delrayne as Deer Valley Lane. Following this lead, Danny drives to Deer Valley Lane, pursued by Division helicopters. The lane leads to a cattle ranch owned by his foster parents, Carl and Thelma Everett. There, he reunites with them, and within the house, Danny finds his daughter Minnie amidst a fascinating array of dominoes. Shortly after, the Division arrives at the Everett Ranch, where Carl and Thelma defend their property. Despite their efforts, the agents killed them. Amidst the chaos, Minnie emerged from the house as Danny confronted Diana, highlighting her deviation from her true self. To regain Diana's memory, Minnie used her power on her, revealing that her parents erased their memories to protect her from the Division's manipulation. Furthermore, to obtain freedom from Division's control, they planned to bring them in one place and eliminate all of them. Soon after, Delrayne realized that the seemingly inhabited house of Carl and Thelma was actually deserted, an illusion conjured by Minnie to deceive their perception. He fired at the house, only to find that the shots had no effect. Minnie then manipulates the Division agents, inciting them to turn on one another. Simultaneously, Danny prevents Nick's attack using hypnotic control, resulting in Nick's self-inflicted demise. Surprisingly, Carl and Thelma are alive and join the fight, neutralizing the remaining agents. As Minnie tightened her hold over Delrayne, she forced him to turn his weapon on himself, ending his life in a series of tragic shots. Finally, they depart the place with newfound freedom, leaving the Division's grip behind.